Good evening, everyone. Om Shanti. Welcome to Brahma Kumaris, Silicon Valley. Being a better version of yourself. For the last 9 days, we've been focusing on some building blocks on how to get there. And I think the fundamental thing that we kind of have discussed is awareness is indeed the key, that we maintain this spiritual awareness. Remember that we are not just physical beings, this body or the bodily roles, but we are a spirit. And that spirit has so many treasures and powers which have not at all been utilized. Very underutilized is the spiritual awareness, and it is the one that is filled with treasures and powers. Many, many secrets. So let's strengthen our spiritual awareness in the meditation today and continue our discussion on this same topic. Of light, a star is seated high. The soul has come from a very far off place beyond the sky. The physical world is the spiritual home of all souls. Matter cannot travel beyond the physical world. So when I came from my home, I had nothing with me. No body, no relations, no education, no home, no job, nothing. But yet I was filled with spiritual treasures. My land My original home is a place of absolute silence, where my eternal parent, ocean of peace, resides. Peace is the most powerful virtue. All the inventions of science are a result of going into deep silence and coming up with an innovative idea. So when I have the biggest power, the biggest treasure, silence, already within me, I come from land of silence. My father is ocean of silence. I love silence. Silence is my nature. Then why am I so restless? Why am I looking for silence? I lost my treasure in this physical world by forgetting who I really am. And the life of a person with amnesia is very difficult, challenging, disturbing, and that is what all human beings are feeling. Little bit of pleasure and lot of anxiety, stress, fear, jealousy. I, the soul, has the potential to remain silent, peaceful in the midst of a crisis, to remain silent consistently for years. It's my natural quality. Anything that is natural should not be hard, just like we breathe naturally. Peace is natural. It's the desires of the physical world that take away the silence of the spirit. And when the spirit loses silence, all its powers are weakened, and a weak soul weak decisions, and destiny becomes miserable. So I choose to be an awakened being, awakened to my eternal truth that I am a being of peace, love, and happiness. Welcome everyone once again to being a better version of yourself. Just as an FYI, for some of you who might not have joined us yesterday, we have enabled the chat and the comment box for these videos now. So you should be able to share your feedback and we would certainly appreciate it. So continuing on today's pretty much the foundation, last day on it, and then tomorrow we will focus more on exponentially increasing our net worth so that once we have a lot of respect, it becomes very easy to emerge the better version. So our whole idea has been to really have a stable self-esteem, right? And because that really leads towards self-respect, and indeed the true identity enables us. We, instead of this being a dependent, remember we showed a previous picture where we were dependent on our religion, our country, our body, the looks of the body, and so on, to feel good about ourselves. Now we don't rely on anything external or related to the body. We become a king. Soul is the master, doesn't need anything to complete it. Every expansion that we have is for the body. Body needs food, body needs comfort, body needs everything. The soul is complete. So when I realize who I am fully and become a master of my thoughts, my feelings, and everything, and I realize the inner treasures that I already have, how beautiful my personality and original qualities are, that I am a creator of thoughts. And through my thoughts, I create my destiny. This is all something to feel so purely proud about ourselves. We don't need to rely on anyone. We ourselves are such beautiful, elegant, and divine beings, decision maker. I make every decision. If it was wrong, so what? I made it. I don't need to feel like a victim. I can change it. Life is all about learning, right? So, my properties, nothing can destroy me. I've always been around. My eternal and divine form, we talked about this a lot. How beautiful are they? So when I stabilize myself every day in the morning and before going to bed, bring up the pure pride, feel the pure pride on how beautiful each one of us is, and sleep with that smile on how beautiful king you are, with a beautiful throne, crown on the head of full beautiful responsibilities, and then see how your whole life becomes. And then indeed the most important support that I have is the supreme soul. This support actually makes me free. It 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 might feel like, hey, we are trying to break away all the supports and become independent. Then why the support of this supreme soul? This is the being that unconditionally accepts us. And we are in this process of moving away from our physical awareness only to our spiritual awareness. And in this journey, it's a long process. We will keep doubting ourselves, we'll keep going back to our old self. We have deep habits of high and low self esteem. We need a guide, a mentor who never gives up on us. And that is when we have such unshakable faith in the self, when we are able to hug ourselves no matter what. That is when we are firmly grounded in our true identity. We've learned how to be like the divine being, and He is the best mentor, a resource that has not been tapped in at all. We had shown this picture even in the beginning few days back, that this is our spiritual home. Beyond the physical sky and the sun is our divine home, and here is the divine, our best mentor and coach. So bottom line is, we know that here, or we have all the supports here, right? We like, oh, the body needs food, the body needs sleep, the body needs relations, job, blah blah. We have so many dependencies here. We need to remember every human being is filled with positivity and negativity. They are all coming in cycle of life and death. They don't know my entire journey in this world drama. They don't even know my journey this birth fully, even my parents. So what will they help me in answering when I am stuck? When they themselves need help, how will they help me? We've all adopted falsehood. We've forgotten who we are. Everybody is living a lie of ego. I am Indian, I am American, my country is better than yours, your country is not that good. These are the falsehood that is stuck in every human being. Each one is dependent on each other, and we want to be a support of someone who's already a dependent. Each human being has so many confusions and doubts. If you ask them to make a decision, they'll tell maybe this, maybe that. And even if they tell confidently due to ego, we all know that it can't be the perfect truth. So basically, bottom line, if I want to become a better version, and if I am going through this process of improving myself, I'm running into challenges, and if I'm still stuck here looking for support, looking for my body to get better, my relationship to get better, or how do I come out of, if I'm, this is my circle, then very hard for me to fly. There is treasures and resources filled here. This place itself, our home, is filled with silence and purity. If we visit this place more often through mind, my experience has been the number of desires I have gone down, like exponentially down. Desires disturb us. They take away our biggest power, peace. And here is the presence of the divine, the most underutilized power. I mean, people, yes, do pray for God, and but they barely know Him. They barely connect to Him. They are begging in front of Him, but they don't consider Him to be the parent. We would never beg in front of a parent. We would connect and we would say, everything of yours is mine. I have rights to your treasures. So He is the ocean of virtues and powers, because He does not take a human birth, and that is why He doesn't come into the cycle of life and death. Because we take the cycle of life and death, we don't remember what happened in the previous birth. Yet our subconscious mind travels with us. So our personality from the previous birth carries forward. He's Everything is pure. His mind is pure, intellect is pure, subconscious is pure. He's the eternal truth. He never forgets. And He's the highest on high. There is no father above Him. There is no teacher above Him. There is no guru above Him. He's the highest. So shouldn't I be utilizing the highest support rather than relying on the human support or the object support or the body support? So many supports we built here, and they are all falling apart, and that is why we are falling apart. This support actually frees us from everything. And because He is a soul like us, He has a mind that thinks, a beautiful conscious mind, intellect that makes the accurate decisions. I don't know what is good for me because I don't know my entire journey. I don't know what solution I'll be able to adopt. But He knows, based on my power and my journey, what solution would be good for me. He has no ulterior motive. He needs nothing. All the needs arise due to the body. He does not have a body. He only bestows. That is the difference between God, the supreme soul, and the human soul. We take and give. He only gives. So, Raj Yoga meditation taught at Brahma Kumaris teaches us a lot about this spiritual highest energy that has not even been tapped by majority of the people in this world. There is treasures and powers and beauty here, and we are taught how to connect to this place, connect to the most beautiful being, get the answers to our questions, have a 24 by 7 support. He doesn't have a body, so he doesn't need to sleep or awake. He is always around, a thought away. For me, this has been the most beautiful treasure, knowing the supreme soul. And I come from a religion where the concept of God does not exist. So it was a huge leap of faith for me to experiment with all of this. But I did have this faith that there is some superpower up above, a beautiful power. And when I kept my mind open and experimented with this, I can't tell you the treasures and the beauty I have received and I'm continuing to receive. Never will I ever want to look for any other friend or confidant. I can share my darkest, ugliest secrets with him. He accepts everything and gives me the most beautiful advice. So highly recommend Raj Yoga meditation course. It's taught at Brahma Kumaris, Milpitas. One course started yesterday. We had the details on our comment box. I hope you were able to take advantage. You know, centers are all over the world. Everything is online. I hope you are able to take advantage of this course. Let's practice connecting to the most beautiful being in our meditation. Anger is needed. Fear is essential. These are powers too. On one side, we say anger damages the body, fear damages every part of the body, and then at the same time, we say it benefits us. Our intellect has become corrupt. polluted. Only one being. Highest frequency are vibrations are touching me, healing and rejuvenating me. As the soul stays in the company of the truth, its own truth starts emerging. Its mind, its intellect, and its subconscious starts becoming pure and powerful again. Our every step in our life, we are creating thoughts and making decisions, relationships, health issues, work. Nothing can succeed if we don't create the right thoughts and make the right decisions. And by connecting to the divine, not only do our thoughts have positivity, but they have a depth, clarity, and my decisions become accurate and timely. So, thank you, my eternal best friend, the best coach, guide, healer, for taking care of me, for being there for me. A better version of me was not possible without you, my eternal Father. I am the luckiest child the soul that has a divine inheritance from God Himself. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We'll see you